Hello, everyone. Hope you're well and welcome back to the Reel Talk Podcast. My name is Callum and I'm delighted to be joined by two very special guests. We've got Aminat and Caris. Really delighted for them to join us. Also, just want to say a massive thank you to them both because they've been really generous with their time, also very accommodating as well. We've been quite busy in the office doing some stuff, so they've been very generous in giving us some times we can work with to make sure we get this podcast done. Caris, Aminat, how are you both doing today?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
Yeah,
good,
thank you for having us.
No, thank you.
Excited to be
Especially
here.
no, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure having you. I'm really grateful that you guys reached out to us. Just to give a bit of background to anyone who's listening, you guys reached out to us via Instagram and just explained what you guys are doing, which we're going to speak about in this podcast. So before we get into any of that, though, Aminat, I'll start with you. Could you just let us sort of know a little bit about yourself, a bit about your background as well, please?
Yeah, sure. So, went to Loughborough University, studied sociology and criminology. That's how I met Caris because some of our modules overlapped. Did a bit of sports there, graduated, then got into the civil service and currently a civil servant.
Amazing. I've got to stop you. I'm a massive sports fan. What sports are we talking about here?
So it was athletics and netball.
Okay, so my missus plays netball, athletics. I'll be honest, if I tried to run down the road to catch a bus, I'd probably pull a hamstring right now. So
I'm exactly the same.
I'm not trying to brag, but I never miss a bus. So
okay, I see. I see. So what was your favorite event then in athletics?
I would say 100 purely because like when I got over the first so I done 100 and 200. When I got over the first 100 of the 200, I was tired, so it was 100 definitely for sure because just like a short little rundown. So I'd say that one.
And you never missed the bus, so all right.
Yeah.
One day I can have a race. I'll embarrass myself.
Do you know your PB? Do you know your PB, Amina? And do you know your PB?
I'm not releasing that on here, Carrie.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh wow. Well, I'm definitely not sporty. I'm not sporty at all. I went to Loughborough as well, as Amina said, and I did no sports other than gym every now and then. And I study social psychology, and I currently work in a civil service as well. So we kind of live in similar lives. And I work in Department of Health at the moment as a policy manager. And I don't know what else to say. That's about it, really.
That sounds all amazing to me. I'll just stick with you, Caris. How did your friendships come to blossom? You said you crossed over a few of your modules, etc. How did the friendship really develop, though?
That's a good question. I don't even know. I mean, how did we become friends? I think it was through our friend Moyo,
she's not actually telling the full story. But if you want to tell that, so basically, I was in a module and she kept screwing me, and then I was like, okay. And then we actually ended up doing the same sort of agency work. And I was just like, well, this girl can't screw me now because we're on the same shift together and it's going to be really awkward. And then she actually came up to me. She's like, oh, hey, you're in some of my classes. I was like, oh, yeah, I am. And then that's how we got talking, because in modules, we wasn't really talking because like we were sitting in different places. But from talking on shift, we then start talking on campus. And then that's how we got really friendly and friends.
Yeah.
So, Caris, you're just looking to beef with people.
No, I don't know where she's getting that from. I feel like I'm quite a friendly person, but I just used to go to lectures with a cap on and just like be by myself and just focus on the lecture. So maybe that's why it looked like I was a bit standoffish, which they always say about a lot of people. But yeah, so yeah, we did hospitality work during uni to make some money. I even forgot about that. But yeah, that's how we became friends, I think, and then we just went from there and hope you will be friends forever and ever and ever.
Definitely.
Yeah, you will be. You have to be now because
we do exactly. I
know. But speaking of the journey, the book, guys, the DeMelans, what a fantastic concept! What a fantastic idea. Aminat, could you start off by just going into a bit of detail on the idea behind the book, please?
Yeah, sure. So it was in uni where the whole idea was birthed. And then we spoke about it, but because like we had like our dissertations to do and like other commitments and things like that, like it was left there and parked there. And then it wasn't until lockdown where it was like a catalyst for us to actually start it, because obviously after graduating, getting our graduate jobs and stuff, we like literally had no time to work on it. So when lockdown came, it was a perfect opportunity, and we were just like, we might as well get started on it because we're not going to get another chance like this. And then that was how it was like properly birthed. Like we spent a good few months tweaking it, like revamping it, editing it, modifying it. And then in September 2021, that's when we was actually able to launch it.
Amazing. Caris, I'll come to you. How stressful is it, shall I say, to write a book, then get it developed, have people reread it, approve it, and then get it published?
It took a lot of, like, we were just having FaceTime calls whilst having a PowerPoint open, trying to decide what we're like. I would never describe myself as a creative person, but now I feel like I kind of am because we've created this book together. But it started off so different to how it is now. And then eventually we just came up with the idea of doing a superhero family, because we hadn't really seen like a Black superhero family on the shelf. So we, like, it was a lot of back and forth. It took quite a long time to come up with the story, and then we got like our friends and family and other people to edit it and say what they wanted to change, etc. And then finding a good printer that doesn't cost too much to produce the books, finding an illustrator. We actually found one on Fiverr, and he lives in India, so there was that language barrier, and that was probably the most stressful part of the whole thing, because he just didn't know a lot of stuff. Like, he made the plantain in the book blue because he didn't know that it was like what it was. So there was a lot of things that we had to go back and forth with him about, like, no, this is not how we want the afro, this is not how we want the flag to be, that's not the right color, etc. So that took the majority of the time. So I would say that was the hardest part, and there's a lot of funny stories with our illustrator, but he's great and everyone loves the illustrations. But that language barrier, yeah, that was difficult. But yeah, so it was very difficult, but it's very rewarding, and I'm glad we did it. And we never did it to make money or anything. Like, it was just, we wanted to see more Black books on the shelves. I used to work in a nursery, and there just wasn't any Black books, but there was a lot of Black kids. So I just wanted those Black kids to have that representation. And I only remember Handa's Surprise when I was a child, which was a Black children's book. So we wanted to have more of that. And yeah, but it was a struggle, but it's great to have our own book that people are enjoying. So yeah.
Amazing. I'll be honest, if I saw a book come out and there was blue planting in there, I'd have to ask some questions, because
Exactly.
that would be a bit of a mad one, I can't lie. Aminat, talk to us a little bit about some of the characters. Obviously, don't go too deep into all of the characters and everything. You want people to obviously buy the support you guys are doing, but just give us sort of an overview of the different characters, please.
Sure. So we've got a family of 4, a cute little nuclear family. So we've got mum, dad, and then the twins, Mika and Michaela. So mum, she's like got this massive curly afro, like it's huge and it's beautiful. You can see, like, the illustrator really took his time with that. We didn't even tell him, but he made sure to define her curls, and I really liked him for that. Then we've got dad. Should I say the powers or should I not say the powers?
Just give us a sneak. Just give us just a little bit.
Okay, so dad's really strong. Mum is able to use her afro for something, and then the twins don't actually know their powers. So that's what part of the book is. Like, they're discovering what their thing is in the book. But I will say that Michaela, she has sickle cell. And the reason that we put it on that character was because it's something that's really prevalent in the African and Caribbean community. And it's not really well known and spoken about. And we didn't even realize how much this was until we're out meeting people and explaining it. And they keep saying, oh, wow, I don't even know what that was. I didn't even realize that was a thing. And it's like, wow, there's really a lack of knowledge. So we made her have that, and then in the back there's like a description and an explanation page about sickle cell, gives you all the facts and stuff about it.
Amazing. And you're right, it is so prevalent in our community, and it is the fastest growing, or one of the fastest growing conditions in the UK at the moment as well, especially within our community. And it's weird, you're both right. Growing up, for me, I didn't know much about sickle cell, and I grew up in Thornton Heath, and on my journey to school, I used to pass a place and there used to be like pictures and drawings about sickle cell, and I just didn't understand it. But as I've grown up, I understand it more, having friends and family who have the condition as well, and obviously work with ACLT, you get to learn a lot more. So what you guys are doing is absolutely tremendous. Caris, I'll come back to you. Why was it so important for you to sort of speak about sickle cell in this book and have the information in there as well?
Yeah, so as Amina was saying, it's quite prevalent in our community. Like, I have friends and family that I know have had it or have the trait. I personally have the trait, so I know that whoever I end up with and have a kid with, I don't know, like, I need to know if they have the trait as well, so that we can plan accordingly, or it kind of stops that situation, because having a child that has sickle cell is quite challenging. And we read our book to a school, and there was a kid that had sickle cell in the class, and it was good for her to see someone that also has the same disorder as her, and it not, like, we made sure to not make it like sickle cell was going to ruin your life and you're going to have a terrible life. Like, Michaela is still able to do things and help her family save the day with sickle cell, so we wanted to put a positive spin on it. And as Amina said, we literally just want to keep raising awareness of it, encourage people to get checked, encourage people to give blood, and just share the knowledge of it, really.
I completely agree. Just going back to you speaking about having a sickle cell trait, what sort of age would you say where it really started to resonate with you that you have to be mindful about the decisions you make because of how much effect they could have on your future, someone else's future, your potential children's future, something that someone like myself would probably overlook and not even think about?
Yeah, I think a lot of people do overlook it, and I do always encourage people to get checked. But basically, I was going to give blood probably about 5 years ago or 6 years ago, and they rejected me because my iron was low. So then I went to go get a blood test, and then they said, oh, you have the sickle cell trait. And then I started to and then I asked my parents, which one of you gave me the trait? And none of them know who gave me, and they don't want to own up to who gave me the trait, because someone gave it to me because it's genetic. And I still don't know who gave it to me, but like, that even shows that people don't know about it and people don't check. And so from there I started to research a bit about it and like the effects of it, and like how like people that have sickle cell, it varies. Like, some people are in wheelchairs, some people have to keep going in and out of hospital, some people have to get regular blood transfusions. Like, it varies between people. But I know that like winter's quite cold. I know winter's cold. Winter's quite hard for those people because being cold can cause crisis and pain, etc. So yeah, like, understanding the effect that it can have on people, I was like, I don't know if I could bring a child into the world with sickle cell. So obviously I'm at risk of doing that if I get with someone that has the trait. So it's kind of like a first date question / second date question, like, do you have the trait? Have you got checked? Can you get checked, please, just in case this ends up as something serious? You know what I mean? So I'm just very wary about it, and I think that everyone should, because as you say, it's like a lot more people are getting it, and it may be because people are not checking if they have the trait and stuff. So yeah, I always encourage it to people we meet.
Yeah, completely agree. And the fact that you asked it on the first day as well, I think is a very good thing. I think we need to, as a community, normalize that and not treat it as a taboo, because it's better you find out straight away rather than develop a relationship years down the line where emotions get involved, etc. Just find out straight away. So completely agree. Right, got some fire questions to ask you both. So Aminat, I'm going to start with you. who's your favorite character and why?
Oh, who's my favorite character? It's got to be the mum. It's got to be the mum, purely because like her afro, my afro, like I packed my hair up, but if I was to release it, it's literally exactly the same. And like without giving too much away, just like the magical stuff that comes with afro, I absolutely love it. And yeah, I just love her as a character. Like the physical appearance and like the things she does in the book really resonate with me. You know, seeing like a strong female black woman as well that's a superhero. It's really nice and inspiring.
Love it. Caris, who's yours?
Oh, I was gonna say mum as well, but I'll go with dad's. I'll go with dad only because like he protects his family and he's kind of what a man should be, like looking after his family, using his strength, and yeah, just keeping the family together. And that's what I love. Like we love Black united families, so that's basically what our family represents, and the dad is helping to hold that together. So yeah, I would say dad.
Love it. All right. So Aminat, I'm going to go back to you now.
Yeah.
If you could pick one superpower to have, what would it be and why?
Invisibility, hands down. Like I've always wanted to be that fly on the wall, listen to other people's conversations, like just be in the room, like, oh, like I wonder what they're talking about. Or like, I don't know, maybe if like I wanted to go cinema by myself, but I don't want people to see that I'm by myself, I can just be invisible and just go anyway. Like
so you want to be nosy and sneak into cinemas, right?
100%. Yeah.
Caris, what about yourself? One superpower and why?
Oh gosh, Amina keeps saying what I want to say.
That's why you see your friends, right?
Yeah, I know, it's true. I don't even know if this is a superpower, but like all knowing, which sounds quite godlike, but just knowing everything. Yeah, it does sound godlike in it. Maybe that's not the right one, but I'm gonna stick with it because I can't think of anything else. But like just knowing things and just being very knowledgeable and using that to my advantage, not in a manipulative way, but just, you know, in a good way to like save the world and make good changes in the world in knowing a lot of stuff. But yeah, that's mine. What about you?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, very good question. Probably. Oh, that is a very good flying.
Okay.
No, actually, I'll change it. Being in two places at once.
Oh yeah.
Being in two places at once. I'd love to be able to do that.
Oh, why? Why? Like you want to be with your partner and your friends at the same time or something?
No, not even that. But like, say for example, I don't know, I could be doing work, but at the same time, I could be at home with the kids or be at work. Or I could be helping someone.
Oh,
So
that's cute.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I got my brownie points.
Nice.
Yeah.
But no, being in two places at once, I think could be quite fun. It'd be difficult navigating it though, because I've got a forgetful mind sometimes. So I don't know if I'd remember where I was all the time. So that could be fun. But yeah,
but that'd be cool.
Good way to turn it back on me, guys. So before we let you go, once again, thank you so much for sort of taking time out to do this. Where can people find this book and where can they support what you guys are doing? So Caris, I'll come to you.
So we're on Instagram at the TheDemelans, which is the DeMelans on Instagram. We're trying to get more and more followers, so please do follow us and you'll see some cool content where we're trying to create some cool content together with our creative minds. And we've also got a website where you can purchase the book. We also have an activity book that just came out 2 days ago. We just quickly made something to add to our collection before Christmas. So yeah, please do put your orders in ASAP because you know the Royal Mail strikes. We don't want you to get it too late. So that's www.thedemelans.com. So TheDemelans. And what else are we on? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it really.
We're on TikTok as well.
Oh yeah, I'm TikTok.
Which is We
Any dances yet or?
Pardon?
Any dances yet? Or
no dance. We have how many videos do we have? Like a couple videos, and it's at the DeMelans again. But we're gonna do better with that. Hopefully, blow and get a viral TikTok. Hopefully, one day. You never know. So yeah, that's where you can find us.
Brilliant. Well, guys, now honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for doing this. Also, what you're doing is absolutely brilliant, and it's something I'll definitely be purchasing for the little ones as well. So
Thank
people,
you.
Thank you.
make sure you support what these two fantastic women are doing. Also, all the links to the book and their social medias will be in the description part of this video. So please make sure you go over and support as well. And thank you so much for tuning into the Reel Talk podcast. My name is Callum from ACLT. Until we see you next time, take care.